Hello, everybody. I hope you're enjoying the reading of this beautiful book, Drop Wood, Carry Water. Today, we'll be doing chapter 7, that is Guzzling Salt Water. And in chapter 6, it's so beautiful how Joshua Medcalf and has represented the story in the form of this teacher, this disciple, and disciple who's eager to prove his worth and, gets injured in the process. And he talks in the last chapter that, just revisiting it for a moment the last chapter, where do you find your identity? So here, Akira and John are in this conversation where, John ends up in a hospital because he's been trying to sneak away and train more than other people. And then, Akira asks him, "Who are you when you are not practicing or chopping wood or carrying water?" And he describes, uh, advises him against identifying with what he's doing and tells him that his value is constant and God loves him and he has to love him back and accept the love. So it's a very beautiful and profound chapter, taking on a lot of things. So today we'll be learning the chapter 7. The title of the chapter is Guzzling Salt Water. Once a week, the apprentices were allowed to watch television. John and Akira started to form a bond watching American sports together. One of their favorite teams to watch was Los Angeles Lakers. One night, Akira began to speak to the apprentices about the importance of creating new scorecard for life. He pointed to Kobe Bryant as Kobe drained another three-pointer. Tell me, why is Kobe Bryant still playing basketball? The apprentices watched Kobe hustle. John answered, because he loved basketball. Yes, possibly, but he has repeatedly said that if he wins the sixth NBA title, then he will be satisfied and retired. Kobe isn't the only one who has fallen for this trap. Every day, people everywhere live their lives believing that everything will be different if they can just achieve more, win more, or make more money. But if achievement hasn't filled that void to date, how is achieving more gonna fill that in future? Like thirsty people guzzling salt water, achievement only creates a greater desire for accomplishing more, dehydrating us of true satisfaction and fulfillment. After Andre Agassi made it to the number one in the world in tennis, he said, I thought that getting to number one was going to be that moment. I made sense of my life, but it left me a little empty, and I spiraled down. Have you ever noticed that some of the most outwardly beautiful people on earth seemingly have the most troubling relationships? Or that some of the wealthiest people have the most sleepless nights? A man from South Korea who played 3 World Cups in an English Premier League once told me in his broken English, before I have any money, I never worry about money. I get to the EPL and sign a big contract, and then all I think about is money. It is not our place to judge, but it is wise to learn that from those who have come before us. The scorecard society judges us is by tragically flawed. The scorecard society judges us by is tragically flawed, and pursuing it will leave you completely unfulfilled. It is time we develop a new scorecard for how we define a truly successful life. I want you to think about a few people that you truly admire and write out characteristics they embodied that you would like to be known for. John started to think about the people he truly admired, and he wrote down courage, boldness, empathy, loving, grateful, persistent, joyful, resourceful. Akira nodded. Now, I want you to choose the top 4 characteristics that are most important to you. This was tough for John because he felt like all of the characteristics on this list were really important. But he finally wrote down boldness and courage, loving, resourceful, persistence. Akira smiled at this as the apprentices finished writing. You now have your new scorecard. I want you to grade yourself twice a day on how you have done on the things that you have said are the most important characteristics for living a truly successful life. If you grade yourself around the middle of the day, then you will know what areas you need to focus on in that evening. With this new scorecard, you can use any situation you find yourself in and as an opportunity to grow these characteristics. John took a blank 4 by 6 note card as they were being passed around and wrote out his new scorecard. He was excited because now he had a very practical tool for using any circumstance as an opportunity to develop into the man he wanted to become. Thank you for joining me today, guys. Tomorrow we'll be reading chapter 8.